Hi, he's David.
And he's Dirk.
He's a dumpling.
And he's a noodle.
And together we are 2D. That was louder than usual. And we have seen Kung Fu Panda 3. Let's take it over to the positives, Liam.
Starting with the positives today, I think I'm going to go for the constant music throughout the film. Because I personally enjoyed that they had, it's kind of that's Kung Fu Panda music. And it was very nice to have it casually flowing in and out of the film quite well.
Yeah, but there was a lot of, thematic music that goes along with it. I can't say there was any individual tracks. I was like,
that stands out where you go, yeah, I need to go get that myself, But by the same token,
there was some nice music running throughout.
It suited the film.
Yeah. Although I must say that really does appear to be a thing with Hans Zimmer. He does fine scores, but I just can't remember any of them.
Who's Hans Zimmer? Is he the one who
He did the music for this one.
Okay, Hans Zimmer did the music, guys.
And also John Powell, who did the music for Chicken Run, which is amazing. Yeah, because it's interesting. You can hear it in this. You can hear the standard Hans Zimmer bigness going on. But it's also got John Powell's sort of tight and compact melodies going in there. And I like that far more than I like the bigness, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest positive on this is, if the last two Kung Fu Panda movies were pretty, by God, this is gorgeous. This is one of the best 3D treatments I've ever seen. This has got some of the most fantastic computer animation that I have ever seen. The fur animation in particular is really nice. We've got some lovely fog effects, and the bits where it goes into this really cool pseudo 2D traditional animation bits all the way through the movie for certain action scenes or big montage scenes and travel scenes. That's really cool. I couldn't get enough of that glorious eye candy.
Yeah. I love their use of open spaces as well in that film. Open and tight spaces. It was really nice, done.
Yeah. And I suppose also a thing, I didn't expect this, because Liam showed me Kung Fu Panda 2, literally half hour before I went to see Kung Fu Panda 3, just so I was up to speed. And I was really worried that having Poe's actual father in this was going to be a problem, but actually, the whole, there's a subplot with Poe's two dads, and it's really quite touching.
Yeah.
It's really well done. There's a scene in which there's just the two dads talking to each other, and they basically end up hugging it out, and it's aww. They really care for it.
Because the way the trailer plays out, it really made the third film look like it's going to be some stupid family comedy. But
yeah,
it really makes up for it when you see the film.
Yeah, this is a film with an absolutely atrocious trailer.
Yeah,
the trailer for this film was absolutely awful. Yeah, glad we went to see it instead of going, we'll avoid that one. Although, thank you, actually, for dragging me to this, because I was pleasantly surprised. I remember seeing the first Kung Fu Panda and not liking it very much for reasons I'll get onto later in the negatives, but anything else you got?
Yeah, one thing that's I think it's notorious for the Kung Fu Panda series is that they have really good bad guys. And this one didn't let that down. It continued with another good, solid, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
With his intentions and all that jazz.
Yeah, I think one of the things the thing I like most about all the Kung Fu Pandas is, apart from all the visuals and things, there is usually a very threatening villain in this. Last time we had Shen, who was just slightly camp, but also really threatening and intense. And
very individual personalities as well, and it's just...
And in this, they have this huge bison guy who has these swingy knife on a chain thing. It's they were really cool, and he had this huge presence, and he's voiced by J.K. God Simmons. It's yes, this guy's voice is perfect for this.
And the threat in each film is very specific for the film. Like the first film, the threat is, oh god, there's this really hench guy who's gonna wreck us, I guess. In the second film, it's like, this guy's got guns.
Yeah.
It's like, he's gonna destroy Kung Fu, we're all gonna die. And then the third one, he's taken... Is it spoilers to say it?
I think it's spoilers to say that.
Save that for the spoilers, buddies.
Yeah, but it's like, as my last big positive on this one, this film wraps up the Kung Fu Panda movies perfectly. If there is another Kung Fu Panda movie, I will actually be annoyed because this has wrapped it up perfectly. I don't know if it was originally planned to be a trilogy, but this wraps it up in a neat little bow perfectly.
Like, it could have happily ended with the second film, but this one is just, I'm happy it's out.
Yeah, it feels not necessary,
not essential, but
it's a better ending than what we would have had if it just ended at 2. Because, like, it feels like the full circle, it's come full circle, it's reached the end of its road, it's at its logical endpoint here. Like, I really can't think of anywhere else it could go from here.
And if they try, I will break. No matter how good the bad guys are, if they try to make another one, it's just gonna... Don't do it, please. DreamWorks. Know when to stop. Don't Ice Age this.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I really like the way they worked in the DreamWorks logo at the start. Yeah. That was really cool.
It's nice visuals.
Yeah. Anything else you got on the positives?
It's quite funny. There are a few jokes in there where you're just like, ah. And it has made a couple of references to the first film, which is interesting.
Yeah. You don't have to have seen the first 2 films, I don't think.
Yeah.
It is beneficial to watch the first 2 films. Like, maybe, find them on Netflix or Sky or illegally download them if you're a terrible person.
Beautiful person.
But either way, it's not essential that you find the first 2, but it's worth checking them out just as a frame of reference for this movie, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And is that everything? That wraps it all up for you then?
Other than just things like lighting and colours and stuff, yeah.
In which case, that brings me on to the negatives.
Woo! Negative Nancy's!
Oh yes. Why am I always the negative Nancy?
You're the one who's ready to fire your negative.
I'm
I'm just here right. Negative. When it comes to my turn, I'll figure a negative out. But you're there I've been thinking about this for 24 hours, buddy.
And I'm afraid yes,
I'm right.
And I'm afraid it's the same problem I levelled with the previous 2 Kung Fu Panda movies. The periphery characters, the villains, Shen and... was it Shifu, the cute little red panda thing, and all the other fighters, they're great. Everybody else in the film is great, but Poe continues to annoy me. Jack Black as Poe continues to be something that annoys me. I just can't get behind his goofy and innate kind of character thing. Is this guy seems too dumb to live. He should have died. He should have been kung fu to death 20 times already. I can't. He annoys me. I can't quite grasp. Can't quite follow him. I just.
I get you.
He bugs me, and that's sort of my problem with DreamWorks as a whole. Every single DreamWorks movie I can think of has one character that's really annoying. And unfortunately this one happened to have that character as the main character. Which isn't to say the rest of the movie around him isn't fantastic. It's just... So Kung Fu Panda is what's wrong with Kung Fu Panda.
Fair enough.
like beyond that though, I cannot level a single objective complaint about this movie. Everything that it can be talked about objectively was done pretty great in this. But you got anything else?
I have one negative. It could just be me, but
Oh, go on. This could be interesting.
I've always felt, you know, the Furious 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt they haven't played a big enough part in these films.
Yeah, that's the point.
In the first one, they speak sometimes. In the second one, they almost give Tiger's backstory, but they don't. And then in the third one, it's just they're kind of just there, even though they've got really nice actors playing for them. So they just don't. I feel like there could have been more Furious 5 interaction.
Yeah, that's the point. I wouldn't be adverse to a Tigress spin-off.
I love Tigress is great.
Like a Tigress origin
Yeah.
story. That could be pretty cool.
Like I said, in the second one, it's like they want to, but they don't. Like, as if they've run out of time or I can't fit it in or something. It just feels like that.
They must. It feels like at some point they might have hit some kind of a wall in number 2.
Yeah.
And there's something had to get cut. I mean, I'm glad we got number 2, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
But,
I like. Yeah. But yeah, I just feel they could have played. They could speak more as well. They don't really get much lines. It's very much one-liners and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially Monkey. He's like, "Ooh, yeah, well, haha, funny."
Which is a pity because one of my favourite points in this entire movie was a little bit of interaction between the praying mantis and Crane.
Yeah.
In which they start sort of waxing lyrical about the whole like yada yada yada, like whole like names of special moves.
Fist of Fury, Wings of Justice. It's like, oh, because you say it's justice. Yeah.
Like we won't spoil. I don't think we'll spoil the joke too much, but like they start waxing lyrical on that. That is nice. I wanted more of that. Unfortunately, that doesn't.
Kung Fu Panda. We wanted less Panda, more Furious 5.
Yeah.
That's kind of true.
That is.
Oh God. I never looked at it like that.
Why? Why do we want less Panda? It's a Kung Fu Panda. We want less Panda. But anyways, you got anything else on that?
I can go back to positives for a moment with the in-betweeners.
Yeah, we think the In-Betweeners might have had a cameo in this, but...
Probably not, but it was nice to hear voices that you've not heard them before in the Kung Fu Panda films.
Yeah, like, there's these 3, like, characters that just pop up for, like, 2 lines that are conspicuously British.
Yeah.
Although I have to have one last sort of negative, like, at the end there's what looks to be like they're going to do, like, a whole dance party ending thing with, like, everybody was kung fu fighting, and it's corny. It's
not even real kung fu fighting lyrics at first as well,
yeah.
and that feels really kind of weird.
But it's like, they don't completely cheap out on it. Like, it's not a total dance party, but
yeah,
it feels like that whole
the
DreamWorks cliche. How do we end this? Massive party!
Like Shrek 2?
Yeah, like both Shreks.
Like Shrek.
Well, they're all 4 Shreks, but I'm saying the 2 Shreks I remember.
Yeah.
The good Shreks.
Well, let's end it with just a happy party. It's great.
Yeah, they sort of did that.
Luckily, it didn't last long.
It didn't last long, and it wasn't a total dance party. But it felt that way.
Okay.
And I think that brings us on to the verdict. So, Liam,
The verdict.
What do you give it?
Well, it's kind of a tough one because it's a good film, very much Kung Fu Panda and stuff, and it's a third one. But it does, like I said, it's not an essential part of the series, I guess, but I'm going to say go watch it, mainly for the 3D and the animation. It is a beautiful film. And the story's not bad.
So that's a 1 then, right?
Yeah, that's a 1.
And, again, I must give it a 1. It's not a strong 1. This isn't a 1 where I'm like,
Like, it's like, it's not a blockbuster.
Yeah.
You're not going to go, oh wow, Kung Fu Panda 3 was the best film ever. But
it's like, I distinctly remember coming out of some fantastic movies last year and going, wow, I need to get that on Blu-ray now. Like, I don't care. I want it in my hands now. Like, when you come out of a really great movie and you just need it in your life.
Yeah. Jurassic World. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
I didn't feel that, but by the same token, I wasn't let down. I felt satisfied.
Satisfied is the right word.
Yes, I was glad I'd seen it. It's not a amazing movie. It's not like a really important movie, but
it looked like it had a decent budget.
It's a nice footnote.
Yeah.
In the sort of wider web of animation, and it's a nice thing to have this year. Oh, now I've just remembered we've got Mom of the North coming out later this month.
I'm not watching it.
Good.
I'm not watching it.
That just makes me sad now. But yeah, it's a nice movie, and you would do far worse to see it. So yeah, I give it a 1.
Woo! Go see this film in the cinema if you can.
Go see this film. This is 2D approved.
Or when it comes out on Blu-ray, I guess.
Yes. If you can, get the 3D version. It is definitely worth seeing in 3D. That is possibly the strongest positive point I can level against it. Is goddamn, I have not seen a 3D film this good in a long time. Which brings us on to the spoilers! Spoilers! Yeah! We're going to spoil the crap out of this. So good. Also, we totally didn't run out of story, so we're doing it. I think this is a second take.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Spoilers! What have we already got now?
You mentioned the like big stabby blade things.
Oh yeah, the big stabby blade things that the main bad guy Kai has. They're green and cool, and he like climbs up this wall thing, really dramatically.
It's pretty great.
It reminds me of in the second one when they're doing like the flipping up the tower.
And you also mentioned about the guy with the hat.
Oh yeah, he goes to the panda village to find all these other pandas, and he's there like, oh, you're like me, but a baby panda. Oh, you're like me, but an older panda. Oh, you're like me, but with a hat. And the really derpy, scary-looking, goofy teeth guy who's just like, it's like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And I was gonna say, like, I was really worried the two fathers thing was gonna run this movie into the ground. Like, I really thought they were gonna drop the ball on this hard.
That's why I was worried. I was worried it's gonna be some terrible family comedy thing.
Yeah,
and they managed to get away from that.
Yeah, it actually turned out really nice. It has the goose father going along with the panda father, and they end up having this one really nice little little heart-to-heart talk about Poe when he's in the village, and the father's grieving over the loss of the mother, and it's like, oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And also there's a thing as we're in spoilers, so yeah.
You're spoiled here.
We're going into super spoilers territory here. Basically, he lies. His father lies so that he can take Poe back to the village and teach him how to be how to panda up, which is just basically how to rediscover his panda-ness. And that's written. It's nice because he just lies to him, but it's just so he can have him back, and so the village can have Poe back. And
while China's kind of getting attacked.
Yeah.
Because he was meant to be training him to use this thing called Chi, which every live being seems to have in this film.
Yeah.
Which is what the bad guy
wants
trying to steal, and he does. He's threatening. He takes it from all the other masters really quite easily.
Yeah, and he just turns them all into these old jade stones that he wears around his belt.
Even if you're his 5.
Yeah. And he ends up, and there's a pretty particularly good gag in it in which he unleashes all these old jadeized masters on these people. He's pseudo controlling them. And it's great because Poe's trying to fight them all off, but he's like, oh man, it's Master X and Master Y, and it's like, oh great, and he just like gets beat up, like, wow, that was a special move.
I remember this is great.
Yeah.
As he's getting beaten up.
He's just geeking out as he's being beaten up. Like that's a particularly yeah, like that's a particularly good bit. And like the whole bit, as I said, like these Poe's father lies, and that's quite nice. It's like you lied, and like I could see the liar reveal coming a mile off, so that's kind of a point against it. But it then takes it back because it's like he's not just lying because liar. It's just like he did it out of love because he loves him. It's like
he doesn't want to lose him after he hears there's a threat for China and stuff.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like someone else will deal with it. It doesn't have to be my son, but it has to be his son.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's like he doesn't quite understand the thing. He just wants his son back.
And he gets sad when they're on the bridge. He's like, I don't want to lose you again. He's like, Dad, you just did. It's like, why?
And let's not forget, the final battle in this is great.
In the other world.
Yeah, like the Spirit World fight. That's pretty great.
Oh, I love how they transition between worlds with the big gooey dome thing.
Yeah, and we'll go
the big spiritual dome thing that surrounds them, and they just like the screen flips, and it's like they're on the other world.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And he just ends up like in the Spirit World, and they just fight, and it's great.
And that's when he realizes he actually is a dragon warrior.
Yeah. And then we finally get some idea of what Dragon Warrior actually means. Because it's the word that's been bandied around in all the Kung Fu Panda movies. And it's just like, oh, so that's why he's special. Right, good.
Because he's kind of got a dragon.
Yeah. So he's kind of like all powerful. Also, the like big dojo-y training like place, the important building in the valley.
That well 11.
Yeah, that gets wrecked. It gets shreked. It gets totaled.
Like, the bad guy really brings the big threat here. As Poe's gone, it's like, since Poe's not there, everything is getting wrecked. Like, Poe may be a big, stupid panda, but he does something.
Yeah, like, the place gets wrecked. It's great.
And it's really quite like, oh my god, that place is not broken ever. And it's like,
It is dramatic seeing it, smash. And again, it's fantastic seeing it in 3D.
Yeah.
Like, all the bits of debris and thing, like, this is just about the closest thing you're going to get to a complete 3D animated action movie. A part of me really wants them to redo this, like the Kung Fu Panda movies, with a 15 rating. Like, still animated, just with a 15 rating, so they can get away with all sorts of blood and carnage. Or maybe just go hell with it, go 18. Just like, no holds barred, all the blood and carnage and gnarliness and swearing you want. I just want a full 3D animated action movie. I just want an animated action movie. Guys.
And when they're looking up at the snow mountain and you see the snow and it's all like 3D falling down towards them, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And the entire fight and everything in the spirit world just had it's gorgeous in 3D.
It's a shame the cinema did that weird, not surroundy, soundy thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that was just they turned the sound right down for us because it was really quiet for us. It was quite quiet
in the cinema. It was kind of sad.
And it was empty. Our cinema was
we were
empty.
On our own. It wasn't even that late.
Yeah, I mean we were there at 9, but this was on launch day.
It was weird, but not bad.
Wasn't bad, no. God, I love it when you get an empty cinema, but jeez, weird.
Yeah. Oh, Stripey Baby.
Stripey Baby.
Little baby panda keeps grabbing tigers and calling the Stripey Baby. It's great. Stripey Baby.
Yeah, it's great.
And I found the hugging panda a bit annoying.
Yeah, it was a bit.
He was just kind of there for, I guess, baby lols, kid lols.
I don't know.
Just hugged.
Hugs.
It was creepy.
But yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3. Nice end to a good series.
Yeah. Could do with less panda. And I think that's us out.
2D out.